everybody, and welcome to Lauren Loves Color. This is Lauren. It is the most popular video of the month, which is my completed pages. This is for the month of July 2021. I have a lot to share with you. Maybe you can see my little statistics here. You guys know I like numbers. So I was able to complete 41 finishes out of 30 books. I have, from my color by number, still reigns supreme in regards to what I color the majority of the time. I colored out of 21 books and have 23 finishes. My non-color by number, I colored out of 9 books and have 17 finishes. So today is going to be a little bit of a long video, and it's going to be a little bit of a different format than what I normally do. The reason being is that I have a bunch of new subscribers. So hello, if you are new here, hello to if you have been around here for quite a while. And so a lot of people have been having questions. It seems like a lot of my new subscribers too, many of you are new colorists, and some of my subscribers who've been here for a long time are still new colorists. And I got a lot of feedback in recent videos that you want to see more of my supplies that I use and learn about the techniques that I use in my books. So therefore, I'm going to be doing a lot of tutorials. I have kind of a list of things that people have suggested, and so I will be filming those and uploading those throughout the next few months. I'm going to try to do as many as I can, and I'll point out the books that I plan on doing the tutorials in, and so then that way when you see the tutorial posted, if you want to color along with me, you will know what book I am coloring in. In each of those tutorials, I will also list the supplies, the specific colors and things that I'm using for each of my pages if you want to try to copy along. With that being said, what I'm going to do with the introduction of this video, because there are so many of you who are asking about my supplies, I am going to go ahead and show you what commonly used supplies I used in my books were for this month. I will be putting timestamps below in the description box so that if you want to go ahead and skip past the supply section, you can go ahead and look at my books, and I will have a timestamp for my color by number books and then a timestamp for my non-color by number books, because I anticipate this to be a really long video. I actually started filming this video and it was over an hour, so I cut it, and I just decided, because I still had about half of my books to go, because I was going each supply for each book, and that just got to be too much. So I'm going to go through and talk about specifically what my supplies are that I'm using, that you'll see commonly in these books that you can utilize for reference. But if you want to go ahead and skip ahead, then then totally fine with that. Go ahead and go to the description box and skip ahead. I do, however, have one very important public service announcement before we get started. Let's talk about these markers real quick. If you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, you will have seen me haul these markers, or on YouTube have seen me haul these for my July haul. This is the 48 set of Ohuhu markers. They are the skinny alcohol markers that look like this. They're really beautiful. They color really beautifully. However, I have a little bit of a problem, and that problem is that simply these are yellowing my pages, specifically the reds and the oranges. And so they are, and what I mean by yellowing is that I will have colored a page and then it bleeds through on the back as kind of a yellow color, even if I use a blotter page and things like that. And that's just from the type of ink that they use in the markers. And usually cheaper sets of markers do that, and I usually test my markers for yellowing before I use them, but I didn't do that with this set because they were Ohuhu, and I have never ever had a problem with Ohuhu markers. So I am not suggesting these any further. I have changed my thumbnail for the haul video, as well as I have I changed the thumbnail. I made a PSA on Facebook and Instagram, and hopefully that will keep people from wanting to purchase these any further, as well as I have reached out directly to Ohuhu to let them know about the situation and to ensure that these are legitimate Ohuhu markers. I mean, they have the brand name on here, even the copyright here. I mean, these look like the standard Ohuhu swatches that come with their markers, so I have no reason to believe that they're not Ohuhus, but just in case, because these definitely aren't to the same quality as my other Ohuhu markers. So with that being said, we are going to put these aside. I will be repurposing these markers and not using them in my primary color books. So let's go ahead and get started with my supplies. All right, so let's talk about supplies. So it first goes to say that alcohol markers are some of my favorite things that I utilize in my coloring books. These are the ones that I have used up for this month, and I felt like it was a good time to kind of show you what alcohol markers I recommend and what alcohol markers I use in my books. So the first are going to be the Kelley Arts. These are the standard Kelley Arts that come with the kind of fine nib and then the chisel nib. They look like this. I have the set of 120. They're called the Kelley Art markers. These are the colors that I ran out of, and like I said, they have a fine nib on one side and then a chisel nib on the other. So these three are dried out, and those will be going on the kind of in similar fashion. I also love the Kelley Art brush markers, and so instead of the fine nib, there is a brush nib on the other end. So depending upon what coloring pages I'm using, I will use either the art marker or these markers. These have a tendency to be juicier, and so while I can get in small spaces, they're really nice for bigger areas to color in on certain types of paper. So these are really great. These are the three colors that I ran out of this month. It's 2 blues and a green. For small areas and small I guess smaller places that I color in, I use the Tau Tree art markers. They look like that. They have a fine kind of bullet point nib on one end and then a small chisel nib on the other. These you will see I use a lot in my books that have smaller and finer details. These are fantastic markers. I have the 101 set. They only come in one standard size. These are a great intro marker, and I highly recommend these. Last but certainly not least, this is a Kelley Art marker, but this is specifically the colorless blender. It is just alcohol that is in here, and I use this to create texture. If you go over any type of dried alcohol marker with this, it will create kind of a splotchy textured look. So you'll hear me talk about using the colorless blender. I use these a lot. I'm actually not going to throw this away. You can actually take the, I'm trying to pull it out. It's really dry. Pull the big nib off and fill this with just rubbing alcohol. You want to use, Lisa from Lisa's Coloring Corner has recommended 97% rubbing alcohol, which you have to buy online. It's not really offered in the pharmacies, at least where I have seen. And so you can refill these. And so I will be refilling that. And then the rest of these will be going into the trash for me. So let's go ahead and move them. Next, which you'll hear me talk about, are my crayons. I have the 96 set of Crayola crayons. I use these a lot for shading in my books. You will see some of these are starting to get a little well loved. I love using these in my coloring books, and I think they leave a great effect. The 96 set is my preferred set at this time to color with. You'll also hear me talk about gel pens, and gel pens are an essential for me, specifically Jelly Roll gel pens. These are a more expensive set of gel pens to get, but I do highly recommend getting these. There are 3 that I primarily use. I would say these are my most used ones. These are the Jelly Roll Glaze, and what they do is add kind of a wet effect, and they say glaze on them. They add like a wet effect to your page. So I have them. They come in a variety of light and dark colors that you can get. Absolutely love these, and I love the effect that it gives on the coloring pages. Probably my second most commonly used jelly rolls are going to be these. These are the Jelly Roll Moonlights, specifically in size 10. They come in a smaller size, which I have as well, but I don't use those as much. These are really fantastic. These are not glitter or anything. They're just like neon colors of gel pen for Jelly Roll. So those are the Jelly Roll Moonlights. And then last but not least are certainly my Jelly Roll Metallics. These are just a metallic Jelly Roll gel pen, and these are really great for metallic effects, doorknobs, handles, you know, anything that you want to look like metal. So I use those. I also use for Jelly Roll, I use just this one. It is a Jelly Roll Stardust, but it is in the just clear color, which is just a glitter gel pen. It's just clear glitter, so you can put this over any alcohol marker, and it can just add glitter to the marker itself. I use these a lot. I have quite a few of these, and they live in my little thing next to me. Because I use them so often. I also have these next to me. This is my white gel pen of choice. This is the Uniball Signo that is made by Uniball. And this is the white gel pen that I utilize most often for highlighting. And then I also use this one. This is the Magic Fly acrylic paint marker. This actually comes in a set of 24 that looks like this. So I've used these in some of the books. They come with a couple of metallic colors, white, black, and then a variety of other colors. And what I like about these are similar to what people will talk about the Posca paint pens, but these are a little more special. On one end, they have a bullet nib, and you can actually pull this out, flip it around, and it will be a chisel nib. And then on the other side is a like ultra fine nib there as well. So you can do a lot of different detail work with these. These are fantastic acrylic paint markers, so I use them. I've been using them a lot this month. I haven't used them a lot to date, but they're really, really great acrylic paint markers. And they're much cheaper than buying a set of Posca pens or having to feel like you have to buy the wide variety of different Posca pens. So those are really good. You will also hear me talk a lot about utilizing gel pens in general. This is kind of my little pencil case of gel pens. These are my dual metallic gel pens. There are two different kinds that I utilize most heavily. Dual metallic meaning that they color shift. Pentel Sparkle Pop makes a really great one. So this one I think like shifts kind of from orange to gold. This is one of my favorite go-to kind of iridescent gel pens. These are the dupes for them, which are the Divical Dual Metallic. There's no branding on them. All of these I have linked down below, and if I don't, just let me know and I'll get you a link to them. I know I have the Divicals linked, and these are also dual metallic. They are dupes for these pens, the Pentel Sparkle Pop, and they have more additional colors on top of that. So these are really great gel pens. I have these sitting right next to my desk. I use them heavily. Also, where are my other gel pens? I also have a bag of other gel pens that are just kind of standard gel pens that are like gel pens that are the color that they say they are. Most of these are from, look like these. These are Jot gel pens that come from the Dollar Tree. I also have linked down below. These you can find on Amazon. These are the Flare glitter gel pens. These are really fantastic. So these are like standard colors like red, green, blue. They don't color shift or anything, but the Flare glitter gel pens are ones I highly suggest, or else I was gifted these, but these are great. These are actually scented. These are the Yummy Yummy scented gel pens, but actually they're really fantastic gel pens. And so I've been using those a lot, and those are for sale on Amazon as well. So you will hear me just say that I use glitter gel pen, and that's going to be the combination of either the iridescent ones and or those standard glitter gel pens. You'll also see me use, I don't have them in front of me, which are stickles. These are just lovely and wonderful. They are made by Ranger. They are just glitter glue, and so they make a really, really great glitter effect. I love the ones that are these iridescent colors. This one specifically called Waterfall Crystal is really good, but I have a wide variety of ones you'll see in here. These are really fantastic. You can get quite a range, or you can just get, you know, like the ones that are clear. There's a few different ones that are clear that have kind of different colored undertones. There's Stardust, Crystal, and then I think there's one other one in here as well that you can get, and you can just put these over alcohol marker and they'll be whatever color basically is underneath these. So these are really great to use. I use those a lot. Let's go through the rest of my Ranger products. The other thing you'll hear me talk about a lot are the Distress Oxides. These come in kind of a stamper pad here. These I use for backgrounds and have kind of a nice kind of cloudy looking effect. You'll also see me talk about Distress Inks. These come in nice little mini pans here. These are also little ink pads, and you'll hear me talk about using these in backgrounds. Those are my Ranger products, and what I use to apply them are just these kind of very cheap makeup brushes. They even come in sizes like this that are really, really small that you can get into small spaces. All of this stuff I'm going to demo in a future video so that you can see it, but I've actually demoed the Distress Inks before. You will also hear me talk about a lot using the Jane Davenport palette pastels. There are 3 different ones in a variety of different colorways. This one is probably my most used, called Chilled. It's these nice blues, greens, and some purples and pinks. And this pretty much is like eyeshadow, and you use these or any type of eyeshadow applicator that you have, and you basically just rub it on the page. It's very simple and easy to use. I've already done a tutorial on these as well. These are kind of a go-to background for me because of how easy they are, and they're not messy at all. And so these are really fantastic. I use these a lot. New to, well, no, let's go with this one first. This is also a Ranger product. This is called Glossy Accents. This creates kind of a dimensional effect and is really good for going over things like eyes, glass, ice, and it's clear. It dries clear. It looks a little cloudy when it goes on, but it dries clear, and it creates a wet look, but an intensely wet look, like more than what the Jelly Roll Glaze does, and it hardens when it dries. And so this is really fantastic. You only need a small bottle of this. These are really great to use. And then new to me that you may have seen in my haul is the Dragonfly Glaze. This is made by Folk Art. It is a clear acrylic paint that has an iridescent glitter in it. It's very, very fine. It looks white in the tube, but it dries clear, and it's amazing. It creates some really, really cool glitter effects. There's a series of these. You can find them on Amazon. You can find them at Walmart. They're really, really fantastic, and I've really fallen in love with these. I really have enjoyed using this in my coloring books recently. And then last but not least is one of my new supplies for this month. These are these Sharpie S-Note pens. They're meant to be like highlighters or water-based kind of note-taking markers, and really absolutely love these. These are really great. These will kind of stay next to me as well if I want to use a water medium, because I really, really like this set. So that is my most commonly used art supplies that you will hear me reference. I hope that was helpful to you. Now let's go ahead and start looking at my books. All right, we're going to start off with my color by number books, and starting with Belba family. So I have these kind of broken out by publisher. This is the Belba family Stone Mosaic book 4. This is their newest release in the Stone Mosaic series. And so you will see on the pages that I did have challenges yellowing with, you'll see me kind of put some pages in front and behind it just to protect the pages from having further yellowing. I completed this page here. This nice high heel, looks kind of like a Louis Vuitton with the red sole, and yeah, really, really nice and fun. Absolutely love these books. These are really, really great. And so much so that I have been working on, this is Stone Mosaic book 2. This is one of my 10 books to finish for the year. I'm getting somewhat close on it. I'm over halfway done. I did this page here of this Native American, and I think this looks really nice. Turned out really well. Nice, bright, beautiful colors. These books really simply are a, like, you know, sit on the couch and just put some color to paper. There's nothing really fancy you need to do with them, nothing really intense or different. This one is Misty's Mystery Mosaics by Belba Family. This is one of their 3x3 books. This is the one that was dedicated to Misty, who's Country Gals Coloring Place here on YouTube. And I did this mermaid. And so half of this book is themed as unicorns and the other half is themed like mermaids. So I thought this looked really, really beautiful with the all the way colored in. It certainly did take a little bit of extra time, but it was a lot of fun. And let's go ahead and just take the stickies out of the other books. I'm hoping I don't jinx myself and need to refilm this, since I've had to actually refilm this twice now. So hopefully we're gonna be okay. Next, we're gonna move on to another publisher. This is Shershneva. This is in her Color by Color series. This is Country Life. I absolutely love the books that have her characters in them. They're really, really fun. I did this page here. This was done with my Copic markers, so I didn't show those in my supply, but they are a kind of very expensive art marker. I don't recommend those for a beginner, and so I don't usually show them. But yeah, I use these in these book. Brush style markers work really, really well in her books. And this is on a premium Amazon paper, so it's very glossy, shiny, and smooth. So yeah, brush style markers work great. So really happy with this. I absolutely love these character books and hope that she continues to make them. This is also from Shershneva. This was one of her first character books in the Color by Color series called Women's World, and I have done 2 pages in here. I'm trying to work on completing this book now as kind of my next book from Kira to complete, and I completed this one here of this kind of Victorian style lady, or Renaissance style. I'm really bad with knowing and understanding history, so I might be saying that wrong, but again, use my Copic markers in here. And then this obviously is a lady from an Asian country, maybe Japan or China, and think this looks absolutely stunning. This looks kind of like a kimono to me, and I love her use of color. I think her use of color is just so smart and so great, and it's just such a joy to work with alcohol markers in these books. So yeah, I'm looking forward to coloring the next one, and I will keep going in this one. Next, another one of my 10 books to finish. This is Love is Like a Rainbow, Just Add Water. This is by Thunder Bay Press, and this is not a coloring, well, it is a coloring book. There are half the pages in this book are like coloring pages, and the other half are kind of just add water. And what I mean by that is that the pages actually look like this. They look almost just like a regular coloring page, but you'll see it comes with a paintbrush, and all you do is just add water. You put water on your paintbrush, you start painting, and then it will turn out to look something like this. So there is pigment inside of the black designs, and it will bring the pigment forward, and you just kind of paint like with watercolor. It looks really, really beautiful. I love the way these turn out. I love the crinkliness of the pages. It's just really, really nice. I have taken all of the coloring pages out of this book because they were like very doodly, just not my style, and I have passed those along. And I am just doing the coloring pages in this book because they're like 25 or 30 if you take the coloring pages out. So there's still plenty to do in here, and so that was the one that I completed. Next, this is a book from the Dollar Tree. It's a really, really fantastic book considering you just get it for $1. This is the Kickback and Color by Number Animals to Music Volume 2, and I did this flamingo here. I do have my paper here. I think that some of the markers I used a variety of different markers here, but I think this pink was from that set, but I don't see any yellowing at all, so I'm just going to leave this here for now. But yeah, I used alcohol marker here, white gel pen. I used some crayon for the background, just to kind of create a soft and subtle background here, and I absolutely love how this looks. So this is a color by number book. It does have kind of a standard color palette on the left-hand side, but yeah, really, really love how these turn out. Really fantastic book for $1. Next, this is a new to me publisher. This is Pod Only Publishing. I believe this is their very first color by number book. They sent this book to me for review. It's really a kind of geared towards kids coloring book, and so really nice if you have a little one or if you just want something really simple to color. I did this page here. There was a little bit of a boo-boo where they left out a number here. You could probably assume that that's a number 1 and color that in, but I used alcohol marker and crayon in here. Just kept it really, really simple. This is a book I will probably pass on to my son and my daughter. Next, I colored out of 3 of the cross-stitch style adult coloring books. This was the newest one to me, called Halloween Spooks. This was a lovely gift from my friend Debbie, and I work from back to front in these books. These are on that premium premium Amazon paper. Again, that's just really nice and smooth and perfect for markers. I did unfortunately use those Ohuhu markers in here. However, they did not bleed through on this, and it seems like the premium paper doesn't seem to have the problem like the regular standard Amazon paper. So that might have saved me on some of these because I think I use those in all of my books. So I did this one, which is Spellbound, of this little kitty. I absolutely love, love, love the images in this book. This has got to be, I'm pretty sure, my favorite one by Alice Mills Publishing, and I'm really, really happy with it. So yeah, this one is an absolute delight. I'm very, very excited to have this book. So thank you, Debbie, for sending this to me. This is going to be a lot of fun to continue to color, especially the closer we get to Halloween. Next, this is Adorable Nature, again by Alice Mills Publishing, and I did this page here with this crab. It's called A Crab in a Pinch, and I did this one here. I really liked this one. This was just fun and simple and easy, and I've colored behind here and I don't have any yellowing, so I really do think this premium paper kind of protects the next page, so I may be in luck with these books. This one's Adorable Nature. And then last one, this is Geometrical Joys. This one is a more pattern, kind of a pattern-like book. This was so kindly sent to me by my friend Shayna, and I did this very back one. Now, this was not my best work. I made a lot of mistakes in this book, and they're a little bit more visible because it is a pattern. I missed some of the kind of more orange here. I accidentally colored too many there. I had some smudging with the black here. So not my best work, but still fun all in the same. I didn't use a blotter page on the back, and you can see pretty well the yellowing that the red kind of leaves on some of the pages here. And this is kind of just a standard piece of paper, like printer paper. So you can definitely see yellowing and stuff back here. So yeah. So hopefully I will do more in this book and get to work on this next page and kind of reprieve myself from a not so great coloring page in this one, but it is fun. Like, look at the designs on the back. Like, this is really just a really fun book. I love these little cross stitch books. They're a lot of fun to color in. Ooh, and I did not take my tabbies off of my other pages. Okay. All right, let's move on to Sachin Sachdeva. This is Magical Artifacts. This is newest color by number book, and I did this page here. Now, this has got everything but the kitchen sink in it. I based this in alcohol marker. I used in the background, it was Distress Oxides, and then I used some of the palette pastels to add some blue and purple. Around here, I used Jelly Roll Moonlights. I used Glitter Gel Pen. I used actually Prismacolor colored pencil to do some shading. I used that Dragonfly Glaze. I don't know how well you can see that. I looked at my last video, and I don't think I really shifted the book around enough so that you could really see the shimmer on some of this. That Dragonfly Glaze is just gorgeous. It's just beautiful. And I put that over each of like the lamps. I used some acrylic paint markers, those Magic Fly acrylic paint markers, some glitter gel pens. Yeah, and so I just really absolutely love this. I think this turned out great. This is just a really fun book full of different things that make you think of magic. Perfect for the Halloween time. So this is a really, really neat one. Next, this is one of, well, really my favorite color by number book thus far. This is the Stained Glass Tiffany Windows, color by number by Sachin Sachdeva. I absolutely love his stained glass series. And this one, I didn't do anything fancy on. I just kept it really, really plain. Just Kelley art markers, and just went to town and just really had a good time. I think this turned out really beautiful. I love his color combinations, and so it makes it really nice to just be able to color and just relax. So that is Stained Glass Tiffany Windows. I also did this book by him. This is Mosaic Art Musical. These are kind of the 3x3mm squares, similar to what Belba family does. And did this one here. There are people who are huge fans of these books. I love the images. Again, his style and his color choice is always just on point. So I did this one here using my towel train markers, and I just colored them in completely. Next, this one is a book that I did a lot of buddy colors in. This is Cute Dinosaurs Color by Number by Sach and Sach Diva. So there are 3 that I did in here. This very first one was a buddy color with Michelle's Boxes of Hues. Now, I just want to explain buddy colors again really quickly. So buddy colors are, my Instagram information is down below. I'm at Lauren Loves Color, all one word. What usually happens is that someone will reach out to me or I will reach out to someone else and ask them to buddy color. We will choose a coloring book that we both have and then choose an uncolored page out of that book that we both have. And we will both color the page separately, message each other on Instagram again when we're done, and then we will each post our colored page and tag the other person in it so that we can kind of have people go and see what the other person did. You can see what you did. And it's just a lot of fun. It's a way to kind of feel like you're coloring with that person, but they may not be living with you or seeing you in person, but it's just a way to connect with somebody. So I always do buddy colors every month. I'm open to doing them with anybody. So feel free to reach out to me on Instagram, or if you don't have an Instagram, you can also email me. My email information is located in the description box below. You can email me as well, and we can coordinate a buddy color from there. So Michelle and I both had this Cute Dinosaurs book. I believe she picked this page. And so what I did here was I used alcohol marker on here. I used my colorless blender to put the texture on the egg. You'll see I did some white gel pen. I did some crayon for shading. And I think that's it. Oh, I used some acrylic paint marker up here to kind of make this look more like a sun. And yeah, I think he turned out super, super cute. And for the people that I buddy color with, I will also leave their Instagram and YouTube information down below if they have a YouTube channel as well, so you can go check them out. This one I did, and this is probably one of my absolute favorite pages I've ever done. This dinosaur alcohol marker, glitter gel pen on the planet, so there is some sparkle and on the collar. Crayon for shading. I used my colorless blender in the background here just to create a textured kind of space. Some white gel pen just to create some stars, and some highlights, and that was it. And so absolutely love this one of my very, very favorite that I've ever done. And then last but not least, I did this buddy color here. This is with Ever's Color Corner. Ever has a YouTube channel as well, so you can go check them out. And we did decided on this dinosaur here. So again, alcohol marker base, crayon, colorless blender on kind of the cabinet and background here. I used some jelly roll, let's see if I can get this kind of to shine a little bit. I used some jelly roll glaze on the lollipops, the jar, and the it's probably a gumball machine, empty gumball machine. I used some glitter gel pen, some white paint acrylic marker, and then I used some stickles. I used some stickles on the gumballs down here. I used some stickles on the little horns on the dinosaur. I used, and I think that's about it. Is that enough? I think that's enough. I used some Jelly Roll Stardust here on the gumball machine as well. So I think it looks really, really good. Thank you, Ever, for coloring with me. This was really nice and really fun. This is a really cute book to color from. So it's fun to know that you can color from any book. It doesn't have to be a non-color by number book. It can be a color by number book. It can be whatever you want it to be. Another buddy color that I did for my Summer Sun Life 2021 hashtag was World of Mice Stained Glass Color by Number. This one I did with Amanda Downey, who is on Instagram, and we did this page of these little mice playing in this bowl of cereal, and I think it looks really cute. This is a really, really nice little really nice little page, and just a fun different things that these little mice get into. So yeah, so that is World of Mice by Sun Life Drawing. Also by Sun Life Drawing is the Color by Number Christmas Mosaic Black Background. I did this for kind of not only for my hashtag, but also for some Christmas Christmas in July. And so did this one here. This is also on my 10 books to finish. So I'm getting close on this one. I'm over halfway done. And I did this one here. And so I only have 6 more pages left to go. So I may be able to knock this out in the next couple of months, or I may just wait until December until I feel in the mood to color in it again. But I absolutely love this book. I love the colors in this book. It's just, oh my gosh, it's just every picture makes you smile. This one is so cute. I love these little donkeys here. So this is just a book that makes you smile, and I really, really enjoy it. Moving on to Color Questopia. So they've gone through quite a few releases this month. So one of them is their, I get all their books in the black background. They have a white background as well that has like the white lines. But this is their black background version. This is their summer book, and I did this page here. This one, alcohol marker, jelly roll glaze around the bubbles and her lips, just to give it kind of that wet look. I use some white gel pen to do some highlights and details around her shirt. I kept that one pretty simple, but again, just lots and lots of fun. Really love this. They create some really fantastic books. I did Tattoo Black Background Color by Number by Color Questopia, and I did this page here. This was just kind of fun, a little bit outside of the norm for me. It only had like 5 pages. I remember that I was kind of in a rush to color, and so I wanted to pick something easy and so but impactful, and so I picked this one. Alcohol markers again. I used crayon around the edges to create it, to make it look more like fire. I didn't know if it was supposed to be like lightning or flat fire, but I made it kind of look like fire. I used jelly roll glaze on the tongue and on the mouth. I also used the dual metallic gel pens. I think I did use a Pentel Sparkle Pop on the scales of the snake to make it just kind of stand out a little bit more, and some white gel pen along the belly of the snake. So looks really cool. Had a lot of fun doing this one. All right. And last but not least, in the Color by Number series, this is the Black Background Stained Glass by Color Questopia. Really, really love this book. And this is kind of my piece de resistance for the month of July. I absolutely love this page. I used all the colors that they had here. I used crayon for shading. I used some dual metallic on the scales of the fish. It's really hard to see because it kind of blends in, but it's very gold and shiny. And then I used a whole bunch of acrylic paint markers. So I used my white one, my purple one, my yellow one, my blue one. I just wanted to use all the colors and all the things. And I wanted to just show this to you all, to just say that don't be afraid of making color by number stand out or be a piece of art itself. Sometimes there's a stigma with that color by number is just for kids. It's not for adults. I love color by number, but this is also how I've learned a lot of my techniques, because for me, picking the colors for the page can be somewhat overwhelming, and I've gotten used to it as time has gone on and it's gotten easier. But at the beginning, it was very hard for me. And so doing creative things in color by number really brings me joy because of the fact that I don't have to worry about the colors of the page, and I can just test and be creative and try new things in these books without having to feel so intimidated. So this is I'm really proud of this page. I'm really proud of the progress that I've made this month, and of the things that I've done, because I really stretched myself to do some new things in the month of July. So I am coming up on my 1-year anniversary for coloring. That will be in, I think, August 10th. It's either August 10th or August 14th is when I posted my very first completed adult coloring book page. And so I feel like I've come a long way since then. And so I just want to celebrate that victory. So with that being said, let's go ahead and go on to my non-color by number. All right, moving on to my non-color by number books. So this very first one I have for you, again, for my Summer Sun Life 2021 hashtag, was my Relax in Color Inverted Mandala book. And I completed 1 page out of here. This is where I used my Sharpie S notes, and then I used 4 of those randomly. I just randomly picked colors, and then I used 1 dual metallic. And I absolutely love how this turned out. I think this is going to be the medium's these are going to be the mediums that I use moving forward, and especially in this ratio. I like using glitter gel pen, but I don't like using it on the whole page. I don't know, I don't like the effect of it personally. And so it's just too much glitter for me, and I love glitter, but I don't want it on the whole page. I feel like this creates the right balance and gives just enough shine and interest. And I was a little bit worried about how the colors were going to turn out, but I think they turned out great. The Sharpie S notes work great in here too, and they don't bleed through the page or anything like that. So this is really perfect. I'm really excited about, I feel like I have a rhythm down now to knowing what I like to use in here, because I've done all glitter gel pen before, which is this one, and I've done this one, which is all mild liner. So I've kind of done a combination of both, and so now I have found kind of what I feel is the right mix. So I'm happy about that. Next, this is Summer by Jade Summer. This was a kind of double buddy color, and we did this page, or no, it was a triple buddy color. I did this one with Debbie from Miss Sweet's Crafting Therapy, Crafting with Kristi, and Danielle, Danny Buttons. We all had this book and colored out of this book. This one here, I used those Ohuhu markers. I used some glitter gel pen kind of around these. I don't know what they are, like branches or something. They show up in a lot of various places in the book. White gel pen. I used some Jelly Roll metallics on these little kind of dots and in the center, in the centers of these little flowers, and kind of around the page. And then for the background, Jane Davenport palette pastels to almost just make it look like sand. And yeah, I really like how that turned out. The other ladies did a really fantastic job, and that was a lot of fun. All right, this book, oh my gosh, if you don't have this book, run out and get it now. I absolutely love this book. This will be one that I do tutorials from. This is a really fantastic book. This is the Easy Coloring Book by Jade Summer. It's kind of like easier designs. They're more simple, but they're also already grayscale, and so they're great. So this very first one I tried to make look like the front cover, and I feel like I was pretty successful at it. Alcohol marker, crayon, and then I used the dragonfly glaze on the kind of on the glass mason jar, trying to see if I can get that shine. Yeah, I think you can kind of see that there. And then I used the Distress Oxides in 2 different colors in the back. I used the yellow and then went through and kind of did some little spots of brown just to try to make it again look like the front cover image, and I feel like it was fairly successful. I did this one yesterday. This one was this little clock. I used, again, alcohol marker, colorless blender around the clock to make it look kind of old, crayon, and then I used some Sharpie metallic, just a metallic Sharpie around the outside of the clock and on the inside just to give a little bit of metallic shine. And then I used on the outside 2 different colors of Distress Oxide. I used one called Speckled Egg, and the other one is called Bundled Sage, I believe. It has the word sage in it, but just to create a little bit of a nice background. Again, just practicing with my Distress Oxides so that I can teach you guys some techniques with them. So yeah, I really love how this one turned out. This one was a buddy color with Trudy, who is Large Print Coloring on Instagram and YouTube. She specifically colors out of large print books, and that is where I found out about this book. We did this popcorn in the glasses, and so alcohol marker, crayon, and then did I use crayon? I think I used crayon on the popcorn. And then I did Jelly Roll glaze on the glasses, on the 3D glasses, and I tried to make little drops of condensation. Don't know how well you can see that on the cup and on the straw. So tried to make it kind of look wet, and then just used a couple little swipes of some acrylic paint marker, and then did a washi tape border, which I kind of felt like it made it look like the movies. So had fun with that one. And then this was actually the very first one I completed out of this book. It is this bowl of pasta. alcohol marker, colorless blender on the bowl to make it kind of look old, some white gel pen to even make it look like there was Parmesan on the pasta, and then I used distress inks in the background using a stencil, and so I just had a stencil and I just stamped the inks on there, and yeah, thought that turned out really good. Oh, and jelly roll glaze on the pasta sauce as well to make it look like kind of wet like pasta sauce, and I think I even used a colorless blender on the meatballs, it looks like, to kind of make them look a little textured. So yeah, so I thought I've gotten a lot of practice in this book. This one is really great. It's got a lot of really great pictures that seem to be pretty simple and easy, and you can leverage working on a lot of different fun and interesting techniques out of here. So that is all I did in an easy coloring book from Jade Summer. All right, Camelia Angelkova. All right, so I colored out of a few of her books this month. Yeah, a few of her books this month. This is 50 Summertime Miniatures. This one I did in a color and chat, specifically on my tutorial with shading with crayons, towel tray markers here, crayons, white gel pen, glitter gel pen, metallic jelly roll. And so yeah, so this one I did use my crayons to shade. I think it turned out really, really lovely. And so you can go check out my video for that if you're interested to see how I utilize crayons in my coloring books to kind of shade and make these different effects. So this one looks really good. I had a good time coloring in that one. Felt like I had to color in the summer one since it is still summer. 50 Jungle Miniatures. This one got some love for me. This is the newest release by Camelia Angelkova, and I am going to be doing a hashtag in August that is Angelkova in August. So if you're interested in coloring any of the Camelia Angelkova books with me, I will be posting a video soon, or maybe we'll have already. No, probably posting a video soon after this one, with me ranking all of my books, so you can see all of the ones that I have if you want to buddy color in any of them with me. So I did the book belongs to page. I always like to do these in the front of each of her books. I think they look really, really nice. And so this is like my Lisa Frank moment. I really went Lisa Frank on this. It didn't start off that way, but it really ended that way. So I started off, I just used my towel tree markers. I used the Jelly Roll Moonlights to create like some different highlights here, a little bit of glitter gel pen on the eyes and kind of on some of the flowers, and then I used the dual metallic on the words on the book belongs to. These are just stickers for my name that I got from Walmart. And then I used the Jane Davenport palette pastels. I used a pink and an orange, a pink and a yellow, and they kind of made orange as they started to blend together, which was kind of cool. And then I just put some washi tape around the border just to give it a border, and I think it looks awesome. So really happy with that one. That was kind of fun, different, and interesting. I did this one here, towel tree markers, dual metallic to create these like little spots on the frogs. I used crayons. I used the palette pastels for the background, some Jelly Roll Stardust, glitter gel pens, and then I use stickles on the water here. So it's very, very shiny in the water. And then I also used glossy accents for the eyes of the frogs. So they're very, very glossy and shiny and wet looking. And so I kind of tried to make it a nighttime scene and make these like little fireflies. I even used some of my palette pastels in the yellow to go around them to make them look like they were kind of little lightning bugs. This one I did as a part of Danielle Danny Button's kind of community buddy color. So every month she posts different books to choose from. This was the book that was voted on, and so she did a if you wanted to participate kind of as a group buddy color, you could color this page. And so I did this one, and I didn't intentionally do it this way. I kind of just picked colors and went, and I feel like they look like peanut butter and jelly. It's really, really cute. At first I was like, oh, this is a really weird color palette, but the more and more I look at it, the more and more I like it. Yeah, I think they look like peanut butter and jelly, and I love my snake. I tried some blending with the alcohol markers. I was semi-successful, I feel like, with that, but I did use some crayon as well, some glitter gel pen, and I just called it a day. I kept this one pretty simple and fun. And so I like my little peanut butter and jelly monkeys. And then this was a big old group buddy color. So this one, four of us had this book. And so we had colored in the Jade Summer book. And so we decided to color in this one. We specifically picked this page, and then I kind of jumped in and said, well, we should do it like each sloth represents one of us. And so I asked everybody for their 2 favorite colors. And so I created sloths to kind of represent each person. So this one is Danielle, Danny Buttons. She's kind of the OG, and so I felt like she was kind of one of the little parents, kind of one of the parent sloths here. This one is Debbie from Miss Sweet's Crafting Therapy, who is wonderful and amazing. And so she had teal and pink as her 2 favorite colors. And so she is the newest to YouTube, and so I put her there. Then I have Crafting with Kristi. She loves the colors blue and pink, and so I chose this one here. She's just super girly and cute and sweet. And so that is her. And then this is me. I really like magenta and purple are 2 of my favorite colors. And so I chose this sloth up here. I used my Ohuhu pastel markers for this. I used crayon, and then I used some glitter gel pen for the eyes, some white gel pen for some details, crayon obviously for shading if I didn't already say that. And I love how this one turned out. I thought this one turned out so cute. I love the Ohuhu pastel markers. They're some of my favorite go-to markers now, and so I think you'll see those pop up a lot in my coloring pages. All right, next one I did, this was 50 Nighttime Mandalas by Camelia Andelkova, and I colored this one here. This one I used alcohol marker, and then I think I used 3 different colors of alcohol marker, and I think I used 2 colors of dual metallic pens. And so I did this one, and so this one turned out pretty cool. I liked the different kind of dual metallic colors and stuff in here. Again, I kind of felt like this was maybe a little bit too much gel pen for me. I know some of you are like, what? It's not enough gel pen, but I feel like maybe it's a little too much gel pen, so I will probably go back to my formula of choosing 4 base colors and 1 dual metallic and do that moving forward. But gosh, that's shiny and pretty, isn't it? Oh my gosh, it looks so nice. All right, Meet the Fairies Travel Edition. This is by Tabitha L. Barnett. I did 2 pages in here. I did this very first page. This is the day I got my dragonfly glaze, and so I was just like, I want to use it. And so I did. So I used it on this little fairy here, alcohol marker, crayon. I think this is like glitter gel pen that I used to make the little circles. I did some Jelly Roll Stardust at the top, and the dragonfly glaze on her wings, which is over alcohol marker and crayon, and just looks stunningly beautiful. So that is Miss Abby. And then I did this one here, which is Miss Addie. And so she, again, is all of the same stuff, just with a different color of the dragonfly glaze in her wings. And I just love that effect. I think it looks so beautiful. So that will definitely be a technique I will use moving forward. And there is still yellowing. Yeah, I got some yellowing on here from her skirt. And so this one's definitely yellowing, but this paper is like an off-white color, and so it actually it's harder to tell that it's actually yellowing, but it's from the red from that marker. All right. Next, Coloring Book Cafe 100 Easy Designs. You guys saw me do a flip-in review on this somewhat recently. This is another book I plan on doing a lot of tutorials out of, just because of the simplicity of the images in here. There's a lot that you can do and practice with, and so you'll see me definitely do some things with this book here. There's a lot of really kind of neat and interesting images and things that are just real simple that you can turn to make really elaborate. So let's look at this one. This is the one that I did. Again, I just wanted to kind of like, I feel like I need to like get into the book a minute and just do practice some techniques before I start showing you guys some things. So I decided to do this one with jam. This is alcohol marker, crayon, some white gel pen. I used some Jelly Roll glaze on the strawberries, on just the little seeds. Oh, it's kind of hard to kind of move this one around so that you guys can see that. So Jelly Roll glaze on the seeds of the strawberries. And then for the background here, I just used palette pastels in 2 different colors, kind of in a gray, and then went back over it with a purple, and really like how this one turned out. Again, just one of my absolute favorites for the month of, what month did we just do? June. And I think I even used some Jelly Roll glaze in white over the tape to make it really look more like tape. And yeah, I think it looks really, really good. I'm really happy with the way that this one turned out. Getting close to the end, guys. 2 more books. All right, this one, Deborah Moeller Summertime Coloring Adventure. Really, really love this book. This is my first Deborah Moeller book, and I'm just absolutely in love with it. So I did this one here on my own. This was really for the 4th of July. I felt like I needed to do a patriotic page. And so, alcohol marker, white gel pen, glitter gel pen, Jelly Roll glaze. And then I used crayon for the sky and some stickles for the fireworks just to give it some extra shine. I'm so frustrated with myself that I messed up the flag. I don't know how I did that. It was like I did this top stripe and then I came from the bottom and then did this one, and then I was like, oh no, that doesn't work out right. And so I kind of ended up messing up. Hopefully you didn't notice without me saying anything, but I was kind of upset about it when I did it. So yeah. So, but I think this turned out really, really cute. And then I did this one as a buddy color with Wrenn from Wrenn's Coloring Craze. And I really love how this one turned out. It was her birthday month, and so one of her prompts for her birthday as well was beach. And so I did this one, again, alcohol marker, white gel pen, Jelly Roll glaze on like the ice cream, and I used it kind of everywhere. Some glitter gel pen. I even like that I added, I think I took one of my fine liners, or no, I took one of my Jelly Roll Moonlights in the smaller nib size and like the 06s, and just made freckles on her face, and I thought that was really cute. And then the yellow back here is actually palette pastel in the color yellow. And so I think that turned out really good. I loved the color palette and kind of the bright, bold colors. Yeah, and I've loved this kind of technique to kind of outline the clouds in a contrasting color. I think it just adds something to the photo, and I just really enjoy it. So this one, yeah, was really, really fun. I absolutely love this book. This book is so, so cute. So that is Deborah Moeller's Summertime Fun. All right, and then last but not least, this is Rose Window's coloring book. And so these are like grayscale mandalas. This book was also gifted to me by a wonderful friend, Debbie. And so thank you, Debbie, for sending this book my way. And I did this page. This paper is so soft and so smooth, and so I decided it's probably great for my Copic markers, which is what I used on here. I chose 4 random colors. I think, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 random colors, and I just absolutely love how this turned out. So these are all, yeah, just like grayscale mandalas, and so you just color straight over them. And I love using brush style markers or Copics in here, just work out beautifully. So this is a really, really fun and relaxing book. So this one was just a fun finish for me. So that is it. That is all that I have for you today. I hope you have a great rest of the week, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye, everyone.